So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the Rift, and we're actually going to turn up the volume here because I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
There we go.
I want that.
Yep. And we're going to get...
turn on nameplates.
Yeah, we should. This is what happens when they take a very long time. They kept us waiting for this match, and it is going to be an absolute blast. So, straight out the bat, we already see a very standard start. You know, very quiet, in my opinion. Not much going on. Although I will say for this match, having Malzahar mid is odd when you already pick it, because I feel like you could have picked something else in the mid lane a little bit stronger, and not so safe. I feel again you could have put a more aggressive mid laner than the Malzahar instead of someone that caps at level 6, because this is very much saying I want to play safe.
Yeah.
And so that means that, you know, the Rengar doesn't have to prioritize mid. He doesn't have to constantly keep him down, and yeah, it's gonna be different, you know, watching out for the Rengar moving around the map. You know, where is he gonna look for? Where is he gonna, you know, decide to push first? And ooh, here we go. Columbia College trying a little sneaky.
Getting a little closer in the brush.
Getting a little bit closer, but unfortunately, I think, yeah, Ash had decided to kind of take a peek and unfortunately showed herself. So here we go, getting in here shortly, and it's just a quiet start. So.
Yep. About the Malzahar in the mid lane, I feel like Malzahar was almost an afterthought into the mid lane after they saw the Lulu counterpicking into it. Because as somebody in the chat pointed out, during pick and ban, Lulu actually counters Malzahar not only because of the shields, but she also can kill Voidlings with one auto attack, which practically denies what Malzahar is best at doing in lane, poking out the enemy ADC by dropping malefic visions and Voidlings running them down.
Yep. And the early level 2 actually sparks a lot of trading right there, and wow, Varus took a lot of damage for free, more or less. He tried to trade back. I think Lulu took most of the brunt, so actually that's an ADC for support trade of health. I don't think that's what they want. Actually, good Q onto any pro, and he goes well below a quarter HP there, I think. But they wisely back off. Potions are popped. Actually, Lulu's out of potions now, so that's going to be quite detrimental, I think, to that lane.
And Varus actually going for the longsword and 3 health potion start that we've been seeing on some of these higher lethality junglers. Rengar, or not Rengar, Sejuani getting a little bit low there made me a little nervous. But
Smite was up, that's okay.
Yeah, as I was saying, the 1 longsword, 3 health potion start gives you a little less regeneration off of attacks with the lifesteal Stormblade.
As any pro has to burn his flash. That was the first gank of the match, so great job to burn that. He's extremely low. That's not going to end well for them. And while in the mid lane, so much damage. Otaku on that Malzahar, not exactly holding up. Already down about 10 CS.
Yeah, that's a rough lane. Like you said, Malzahar, a little slower in the pushing, a little safer. But Victor, very quick with pushing with the death rays, clearing out minions like they're nothing, and just shoving him under tower. That's probably where he'll be all game.
And it's one of the old tactics where actually you just hard push that lane and you actually max E, if I'm not mistaken, and then you actually upgrade it
first.
And so you just clear out the whole backline of minions, where actually since they changed it, the mage minions don't have as much health. They actually just have more damage, and so, you know, melee minions do their job basically as tanking minions. They have more health and everything but lower damage, whereas mages just have a lot of damage but no health. So very good reversal on their part, but that just means that Victor has a much easier clear, already up about 15 CS in that mid lane.
Yeah.
That's rude, I feel. That's not good.
It's just gonna grow exponentially from here.
Now, what do you think of Rengar not really going around for ganks? Do you think that's because he's trying to farm, or do you think that there's no lane to really gank?
I think it's a little bit of both. He's trying to get the farm advantage so he can beat Sejuani to level 6 and have the on the hunt ready for his first gank before Sejuani can be there to counter with the Glacial Persian, as well as Victor's constantly pushed. Lulu and Ashe have been pushed up, and Maokai and Poppy were reasonably in the middle of the lane, so there wasn't a whole lot of room for him to gank, even on people, but I feel like he is just going for this hard farm route so he can beat Sejuani to 6.
Yep. And so, it's... Yeah, and it's weird because usually in queues, you know, the Rengar likes to gank early, likes to move around a lot quicker and try and get the lane advantage because Rengar does, you know, kind of fall off later on. And it's not great when that happens, you know. You have a small issue of that window, and it's just when you lose that window after, you know, 25 minutes, depending on how quick the game goes, you're kind of useless.
Yeah.
Unless they do not group properly, you will not be as useful as you would hope. So if he does not make a move once he hits 6, you know, using that ult off his cooldown, it's gonna be a big detriment to Columbia College.
Yeah.
And so, again, just trading minions back and forth. Actually, bot lane, Varus doing very well in the CS, but that is a huge wave crashing into tower for Ashe. So...
Same for Maokai. We see Poppy here up almost 17 CS, but as the huge wave crashes in, Maokai will equalize some of that, but that still
Actually,
leaves...
I don't think so. That's still about a 10 CS
Yeah.
differential. That was
Yeah.
a massive control wave from Poppy there, making sure Maokai does not get as much. But
Fantastic.
Yep. Now, the difference being, obviously, on the top side, the CS differential is not as big. It doesn't matter as much, I should say.
Absolutely, because the tank items are lower economy, not 3,000 gold items such as
Yeah.
Bloodthirster or Infinity Edge.
Or Rabadon's Death Cap, for that matter.
Yeah.
Which, in the mid lane, it's getting even worse. I can't say much, but in the bot lane, going very heavy with the Ashe going Wolf, just trying to take off right there, but good damage traded back. Now the question is, who hits level 6 first? Because last time we saw the Lulu, we saw the Ashe. If the crystallized arrow actually gets off first, that's going to be horrible for Varus and Karma if they can't dodge.
Yeah. I think both lanes should actually be pretty safe here with the ADCs hitting their level 6 power spike. With Karma's speed and shields and Lulu's speed and shields, I feel like they're pretty difficult to burst through and can run away pretty safely.
And so again, it's a fairly quiet game so far. I'm actually fairly amazed with how quiet it is. We haven't had a first blood, no first tower is going down, and it's crazy to think with a Rengar on the field that it hasn't been taken under 10 minutes. Yeah. And actually, he's looking for it right now. He's looking for that gank coming in through the bushes. I think he might be seen. No, he got through the vision right there, so they're going to quietly sneak that around. He's still down there waiting. I'm not sure if he's going to stick around very long.
He has on the hunt.
He has on the hunt, but I don't think he wants to pop it. He's going right there.
Crystal arrow.
Trell flashes into the arrow, and first blood goes over to Rengar. One stack on his fun little game of getting 5 and extra bonuses, but Trell unfortunately flashed into it.
Oh.
That is painful
That's
to see.
unlucky.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that is purely detrimental on their side, I feel. That has got to feel horrible when you lose your flash and you think you made it out and then it hits you. That's the worst that can happen. That's a reverse wild turtle.
Yeah.
That's what you call a reverse wild turtle right there. So again, very, very unfortunate error, but still, first blood over to Columbia College. Great gank, a lane gank, no less. Almost without the ultimate. It was used almost at the last second, so great job by them. And so now they just go back to clearing out everything.
Yeah, as we see here, this Ocean Drake is spawned, and Red Side has a few couple control wards around them. So, actually, yeah, there's 3 control wards around the bot river, or even in the blue side red jungle. Yep. But we see blue side capitalizing on the red team's bot lane's backs and picking up the dragon while they have the free time uncontested.
Yep, and there they go again. Just the constant harass. And that's something to mention as well. The constant harass coming from this bot lane. We had talked about it earlier. The Karma and the Varus is so painful to play against in the bot lane if you do not have some form of hard CC. And in the top side, Sacred Strike going in for Ricosa. Ricosa taking so much damage. Ultimate does pop.
him.
Oh, there goes the hammer. But it does not kill. Again, that was due to the fact that I think the damage was completely almost negated. And so due to the nerfing in the patch. But again, Maokai with the ultimate, with the Maelstrom, decides to tank it out and didn't burn Flash. So he's still good in that lane. Now, the big question is... what can they do now? Because the teleport is down from the from Maokai, so that's going to be a little bit of a detriment now that Poppy has the advantage there. Do you think that'll impact the upcoming fights, or?
I feel like this will give Poppy almost the advantage to begin split pushing.
Do you think the split push, they might turn around and try and split push it?
Yep.
Oh, there it goes again. The arrow onto Trell, though. He has no flash still. He's going to go down again. Pro taking that kill. Come on, Wolf wants some too. But that is a great return gank from Panzer. Panzer pulling that off beautifully.
The second lane gank from the second bush, or the same bush.
Yep, pretty much it was a return gank, but in that meantime, we forgot to mention, oh, Rain going in with the Glacial Prism, but Rengar, you gotta remember, he has a way out. Poppy coming in with the teleport. Pro goes down. Poppy picks up the kill there. And some more poke goes on to Panzer. Rengar has to get out, but that was a great teleport. Getting a kill in return, but that does mean Maokai does have the push advantage in the top side.
But look here, Malzahar has moved down towards the bot lane. We have Sejuani, Poppy, Varus, and Malzahar. They are looking to 4-man push down this turret.
Actually, 5-man. You see Karma running up on the backside there, but I don't think Victor can really do anything. Sacred Strike goes all the way in the backline, has to flash
Canceled
out.
Rengar's jump.
Yep, Rengar doesn't have flash. Actually, Varus got the kill on Rengar with a snipe there. Great job. They're actually going to get first tower. Oh, and that's a flash out from Victor. He does not have cleanse, so that's going to be a small cause for understanding of safe play. So unfortunately, that is gone there. So great turnaround from, I want to feel a close to losing early game from Sloth Esports. They were behind in gold, they were behind in kills, and yet they turned around with a great teleport and a great push with 5 members. They even picked up an extra kill off of Rengar. Rengar not expecting the arrow to come out from Varus and getting sniped out in the process.
Yep. Now, as we saw, Maokai did equalize the turrets, so the gold is back within a 300 gap. So no extreme lead for anybody yet, but it is becoming more of a volatile game the longer this goes on, as we see this Varus is landing those piercing arrows right through the middle of the enemy team. Nobody's noticing them because they're focusing too much on Poppy or Malzahar or Sejuani even.
And so the big... I feel like it's kind of going back and forth now because both towers are down, and actually the gold lead has still been surpassed by Columbia College, even with the First Blood tower going over to Sloth Esports. They still made it so Columbia College is still up and above, and that's... Malzahar does get the blue. It was on 1 HP, very close.
Tried to run away.
Tried to run away.
Sneaky blue buff, hiding in the bush.
But this looks like a fair rotation from Sloth here. They're deciding to actually put 4 members in the mid lane. They're going to try and shove this down. Actually, 5 members altogether. This is a massive macro game movement here. Rengar, I don't think you want to be there. This is a problem. There it goes. Glacial Prison Wisp, but that doesn't matter. That's a 5-on-1. Rengar, not even able to burn flash there.
Wow.
That has to be painful right there.
And the second turret.
Second turret easy, 14 minutes, and we were talking about how slow this game is going, but that is so
They're
brutal.
looking to push on the inner tower.
Yep, and Sacred Strike winding up the hammer, but decides to hold it. That's going to be up in
Poppy
another
Copter.
5 minutes.
And
5
Ash
seconds, sorry.
equalizes with the second turret again.
But this
bringing the gold back to even.
Yep, but that does mean though that mid lane is split open. This is actually more detrimental, in my opinion, than having your outer towers go out. Because mid lane being broken means you have almost full range of the jungle. Actually, Otaku getting found out. This could be very bad. He cannot get out. He does not have flash. He goes down. Victor gets the kill. Sejuani has to run away now. They did get blue, but that doesn't account for much after losing a member.
And it costed Sejuani her flash, which takes away the chance of a charge, and then flashing in for the knockup.
Yeah, the full combo for Sejuani will be down for the next about 5 minutes. Actually, I want to say it might be about... I want to say that's actually about 4:30, considering if she has the cooldown mastery. Ricosta looking like he wants to try and kill Trell again. Trell has been on the receiving end of so many ganks, and it's actually quite painful to watch. Looks like they're actually going to get all the outer towers. Columbia College goes all the way in. They do get the kill on Sejuani. Sejuani stepped a little bit too close there.
Rainey got absolutely blown up from the Maokai, holding her down with the Twisted Root into, I believe, a root bola throw from Rengar, stunning her up for a good 2 seconds around there, and she just had no chance of counterplaying that.
And so that is unfortunately 3 towers over to Columbia College, and that really sets back Sloth. And that's on the back end of actually losing a tower in the mid lane and a kill. That was a definitive push from Columbia College. They decided, you know, we're going to push up and not allow this to go away. And it was a fantastic, I want to say, well, retaliation. That's what I'm thinking of. Retaliation. Now they're looking actually for the water drake. This could be very, very helpful. Looks like this could be working in their favor here.
This would put it equal at 1 Ocean Drake towards each team.
And that's going to be 1-for-1. It looks like they're going to try and charge it though. Runs right into the Ashe arrow. This is a big fight going up. Chain Corruption does go down. Lands on everyone. Ashe gets the dragon, but this does look like it could be a bad fight. Poppy from the backline gets onto Rengar, and they're going to go all the way into this fight. Varus picking up 2, might even get 3. They're chasing. Sacred Strike is very, very low. They did lose the dragon, but they picked up 2 kills for themselves. And actually they go back in, but Victor does get Karma. Karma goes down. They're all extremely low. Ashe just dealing all the damage. Victor picks up a double kill. There we go. Ataku running for his life. I think he might go down here. Ashe arrow goes,
huge
not Ashe arrow, Varus arrow actually goes all the way through. Malicious Visions actually takes down 1, 2, might get 1 more. This could be it. No, Poppy picks it up. That is a delayed ace. Sacred Strike helping out. Wow, Malzahar Malicious Visions.
Fantastic.
That had to be one of the most split fights I've ever seen. Because that was dirty. I tried following it, but we couldn't help but overlap each other because the dragon goes over to Ashe, starting out. Dragon goes over to Ashe, everything's fine. But you look into it again, they decide to re-engage with very low HP. Karma goes down, actually I believe Sejuani goes down first. Sejuani went down first for Sloth, and then it just all kind of spiraled out of control. They decided to overstay a bit too long, did not count for the Malicious Visions going down again, and then popping off and actually allowing Sloth to actually come out ahead, only by 1 kill.
Yeah.
But still ahead in that factor, so.
Yeah, I actually want to look back towards the beginning of that fight. When Sejuani was diving towards that dragon, I think Columbia College kind of lost sight of their positioning and focused more on just securing the dragon. But Varus landed a 4-man Chain of Corruption, which led into a beautiful Glacial Prison from Sejuani, which allowed Victor, Rengar, and Ashe all to get jumped on by Poppy and dropped to easily half health from the very beginning of the fight.
And actually, Columbia College trying to set up a little bit of a bait and switch there, but they were standing directly on top of a very fresh ward. So spotted out, Varus decides to say, "Hey, we can see you over there. Don't try and get in our jungle." But on the back side of that, unfortunately, I have to say, if you're looking directly at gold count and what they got from it, Sloth Esports is actually out quite a bit. They lost the dragon. They are still down a tower, and they're down about 400 gold, which granted is not a lot, but they need to start getting something out of this. Actually, Sacred Strike going all the way in, takes a tower shot, has to run around all the crowd control. Here comes the rest of the team for backup. That Vortex is doing so much damage right there. Oh man, Victor. That damage from Victor is actually going to start stacking up here shortly. He did opt for the Rylai's instead of the Lichbane first off. He has, I believe, finished his augmented Hex Tech. So he will be dealing out quite a bit of damage. But it looks like they're going to try a push for this inner tower. And there we go. Panzer going in.
Jumps on a
Ashe
ward.
whiffs completely. Panzer taken out of the picture. First one down, and unfortunately this looks like this will be Sloth Esports' fight to take. Another kill, Varus picking up 1 more for the kill board. That's a 2-0, and very, very low HP bars on the side of Columbia College.
Man, Rengar popped his on the hunt, came in with the flank, and hopped on a control ward.
Unfortunate clicking. We don't know if that's just a misclick or if that was intentional. I don't think it was intentional.
I feel like it wasn't.
I don't think it was intentional at all, but that unfortunately cost them as well a very, very clear whiffed Ashe ult. That crystal arrow just went straight down the middle, hit no one, and that's such a huge layered crowd control move that you need to land if you want to make these fights happen. I feel that they should actually be leading with the crystallized arrow instead of actually trying to follow up with it.
Absolutely.
So now the towers are evened up. Sloth has gotten control, and actually I think one of the first major leads, not even breaking 1k gold though, so still under that number.
Still reasonably even game.
I have to say, this has exploded in the last 8 minutes.
It has.
In the first about 10 minutes are very, very quiet, and now it's just kind of all over the place. You know, I feel these players were playing a very, very strong macro game. As soon as that second dragon fight came about, they decided I feel like they're playing like they're losing a lot.
Yeah.
And they might need to just take it and slow it down a bit before they try anything else. So, Sacred Strike deciding to kind of bully off Costa. What's interesting, actually, we've seen Sacred Strike in some of our other tournaments as well. He actually played under, I believe, Team Ascension. So this is actually, I believe, a renamed Team Ascension.
Yes.
Which is...
It also includes Jeem, who we saw in Team Ascension.
And Trell. Trell was also there as well.
Yep.
So that is awesome to see, but again, running around there. Now the big question is, what's the next objective? Because we saw this before. It kind of stalled out until the next dragon came about, which is something that's kind of weird to say, but the dragon has been the forefront of all these, you know, big, heavy decision making, and I'm not sure if that's what they want to do, because when you're focused around one singular objective, you still are losing in a large macro sense. They aren't, you know, they're trying to set up waves, but it's becoming a little bit tougher. Top lane's kind of pushing for them, mid lane's pushing, but Ashe is going to clear it out, and Columbia College are going to decide, you know, we can still take this. We're not going to lose much.
Yeah. And as we see here, dragon spawning in 10 seconds, and here we are, both teams again back on the front, ready to fight.
Shocking, there goes full down shield going in, Rain goes in, does not use anything, but Wolf gets CC'd up, almost gets taken out by the Ashe, Malzahar, sorry, but Malzahar does take out Ashe, so that is a great damage source down, but Varus goes down. Lulu was taken out by the Poppy, and there we go, Victor picking up another kill. Here they go, right into the Storm there, and unfortunately Mercy dealing some damage over to Sloth, and they get out 3-2.
Wow.
Actually 2-2, I'm very sorry about that. Karma didn't go down, I thought Karma went down, so 2 for 2. Sacred Strike just trying to run him down.
It looks like Sacred Strike still wants to keep this fight going.
Poppy goes in, Ricosta looks very, very low, has to burn heal and flash. Actually, Mercy's heal is down. But Trell getting extremely low. I don't know if he wants to continue this. There it is! Laser! You can't stand that close to a Victor. I think that was known from like season 2 actually.
Especially with that little health.
Yeah, unfortunately the laser takes him out. That was an unfortunate death, and that I believe now actually still sets Sloth ahead. And they've been playing fantastic.
They are dead even in gold.
Yeah. Now something to point out as well, Sacred Strike has been doing an absolutely fantastic job. They have Sloth Esports has done a fantastic job by controlling a lot of this stuff. And actually Dragon's gonna go down for Columbia College. Oh, the Varus snipe almost made it in. But no, Dragon goes over. Unfortunately, that's both waters though. So they're just gonna have a lot of regen coming around.
We've actually seen 3 Ocean Drakes this game.
That's actually kind of interesting to say, and it's just, wow. No damage stats, no speed stats, just you get to regen after every fight. And that's the worst thing that you can actually see, I feel, off of a Varus Sejuani and like almost a full poke comp from the side of Sloth Esports, because they rely on getting their opponents low before they start a fight.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands.
Yeah, it does land, but it only pops the Malzahar passive, so he's actually going to survive. Ringo tries to go in on the tankiest member. Here we go. Great fight starting out. Maokai in the backline. Glacial Prism does land only on one, though.
Poppy knocked him out.
Poppy is going all the way in the backline, only a little bit low. Looks like Sloth are getting taken out in the backline, though. This does not look good for them. They have to back off. Extremely low HP bars on the side of Columbia College.
These Victor lasers are going completely unnoticed under all of these big particle effects and big character models, and they are just completely taking out Trell and Jeem.
Yep, it's just laying out too much damage. I don't think they're going to be able to do much more here, but again, The Ocean Drakes are doing so much work, but in that last fight, I have to say, the Maokai TP was beautiful. It was exquisite. Coming into the backline, getting him low, it's just, they unfortunately decided to engage on a very, very tanky Sejuani. And so that's going to be an issue that they have to solve. They have to try and find a few better pokes.
Actually, I do like the front-to-back style of teamfight, where you do jump on their tank, and you burst them out very quickly, and then they have nothing to protect them from your carries, and you still have your front line jumping on them and holding them down with the Maokai.
Yeah. Now the question is, I don't think they'll ever have enough damage to burst out this Sejuani at this point. Again, dead even gold, but this is not, I feel, what Columbia College want. They do not want this to go to the late game. That means that they're going to be down one member. Rengar will not be able to blow people up if, and I say this as a very big if Sloth Esports can continue to keep grouping, they are fine. If they do not, that gives Panzer that much more power to just blow up a squishy.
Mm-hmm. And here we see the Sloth Esports team actually rotating towards this top outer. It looks like it will finally go down as Columbia College Silver is a little slow on the uptake with this rotation.
That's going to be 4 towers in favor of Sloth, so great job on their point. So again, it looks like the gold swing is back in favor of Sloth. This has been very, very close, by the way, and a fantastic job. Sacred Strike 4-0-5, doing absolutely fantastic on this Poppy, doing so much work. But on the flip side, Victor 7-1-2. That is massive, and here we go again. There goes Maokai straight to the back line.
Redemption goes down.
Yep, but On the Hunt was already used. That is one ultimate down for the front line. And that just means that he's not going to be able to engage. They know this. They're going for it. Oh, the plant pops away the engage rain, trying to follow up, but they can't. I think that might have been a miss hit from Poppy there. But yeah, Rengar actually popped On the Hunt quite a bit earlier and just didn't do anything with it. So that just means another tower for Sloth. And there they go again. That's just a free tower down. Very, very unfortunate.
I want to say that the disengage from Columbia College Silver was very important that it worked that well, because Ashe was actually half health from, I believe, piercing arrows, and the golems, or the Krugs, got aggroed somehow. I saw them killing on the backside of that fight.
Yep. And it's going to be unfortunate that they couldn't really do anything. I wish that Columbia College had tried to just engage at that point, because they needed to. They're falling behind a little bit further, and I hate saying it, but the longer this game goes on, Sloth will have a much better chance of catching them out, you know, fighting over these larger objectives. These large fights are exactly what they want. They want these big team fights. They want these, you know, you have to come to us kind of engages, and that's exactly what's happening. Columbia College are trying their hardest, trying their best, and actually they're going for a very, very, very strong Baron play here. I'm not sure if they want to, but they do get spotted out with the Scrying Orb, so they have to back off.
But that did cost Poppy her teleport, so they do now have teleport advantage, so they can put Maokai in this bot lane, shove it out a little bit more, and then still be able to respond to a Baron play.
Yeah. Now the waves are not in favor of Sloth just yet. Bot lane is pushing in favor of that side, but there they go in. Maokai taking down a half. Lockdown everywhere, but Glacial Prison actually misses. Wolf going extremely low, but actually gets revived. Panzer in the backline trying to do some work. Doesn't get a kill though. This is a very split fight. Sacred Strike going, looking for the Lulu. Not gonna get it. Arrow goes out, lands on Ricosta, but Ricosta only takes a little bit of damage. Panzer going so low. There it is. Otaku picks up the 1 kill of a 30-second fight. I got nothing else, I'm sorry.
All of that fighting for nobody to go down.
Except for one. Panzer did go down.
Panzer.
And that does mean that they are going to get Dragon. And this Rengar pick is not working out for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, 2, 6, and 3, not the scoreline you'd want to see on your high damage, high burst assassin jungler.
Yeah, and that just means he's going to be even less. There it goes. Oh! Poppy Hammer taking Maokai out of the fight. He's not going to be able to stop this. And there they go. Baron does go down, and Sacred Strike in the backline trying to do some work, but they are low. Oh no, Jeem goes down. Trell, you're about to go down as well. Victor cleaning up this fight. There it is. Ricosta actually gets that kill. Trell, you have to run. No, Victor picks it up as well. That's a double kill. Ash Arrow goes out. I think it lands on Poppy, but they can't follow it up. She is under the tower. Oh, that was unfortunate. They get the Baron, but lose 3.
At least they have Otaku on the Malzahar and Sacred Strike on the Poppy coming out with the Baron buff. At least they did not lose everybody, but that is not what you want to do.
No, they're going to lose their second tower in the middle lane, and that's going to be 4 towers to 5, and now they just back off. Wolf got actually very low from the initial fight in the red side jungle, and they just turned it around automatically because Rengar wasn't needed to be there. They were so low from the Dragon already, or from the Baron, and he just came in with the Storm and just annihilated them. I have nothing else to say about it.
Yeah, Victor absolutely played that fight perfectly, flashing, dropping the Death Ray and the Thunderstorm onto Varus, and almost instantly taking him out of the fight, blowing him up from 100 to 0.
Yep. And it's so unfortunate that that occurred because they did a very fantastic play. You have nothing else to say about it because it was a great play. You kill the enemy jungler, you kill the Rengar, and you just move over to Baron. It's just they took so much damage from Baron, they didn't burst it down fast enough that, you know, they had to try and fight it. But again, they did have a chance. They got the Baron, but then they kind of engaged onto Columbia College, and Columbia College, you know, you have to respect this Victor. 9-1-3 with an early Void Staff, Rylai's, as well as another needlessly large rod, probably going into a Rabadon's Death Cap.
Absolutely.
He will hurt. You have to itemize for that, or else you will feel the wrath of a Victor Storm coming in.
Oh yeah.
And it's so unfortunate. But again, also, Otaku actually used his last ultimate on Maokai, and that's not what you want. You want to catch one of the priority members out. You want to catch the Ashe, you want to catch the Victor, but Victor already built a QSS, so that's even down as well. Great macro. They have pushed it up here to the tower. Sacred Strike just tanking the tower. Look how much. He didn't even take damage, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Now he's starting
Welcome
to
to
get hurt
the tank meta.
Yeah, there it is. You're going to make someone mad in chat over that comment. I hope you know that.
Oh, yeah.
And they're looking to burn through here. Oh, there it goes.
Actually takes
Static
the
Field goes out. Sacred Strike eats everything. All the ultimates. Oh, Chain of Corruption does miss, though. And now they all back off. They have to wait on resets. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Also, a fun statistic. I think as of last season, Chain of Corruption is the most missed ultimate in League of Legends.
We gotta actually look that up. That is absolutely fantastic to hear. I want to know if people have missed that more than Sejuani ultimate. I wonder if that's true. And there it is.
Not
Wolf going all the way in.
Smithy.
Sacred Strike, taking so much damage, dropped below half. But look at Ricosta, the biggest tree in the forest, coming in to deal some damage. Sacred Strike, you are not going to survive that. Maokai gets a shutdown. There goes Sejuani. Sejuani goes down as well, and they are on the chase here. Rengar actually running back for a base. Mercy LM, you are going so low, but Otaku,
QSS.
you had to flash away, but you're going to get rooted down. That is a 3-0 so far. No! Varus gets the Victor. That's the damage that they needed to take away, and now they're going to chase. Jim is still alive, but he has no mana for another arrow. Unfortunate turnaround.
Ashe was so close to dying to that piercing arrow that killed off Victor.
Yeah. I also noticed I say unfortunate a lot. I'm pretty sure someone's going to collect a statistic on that and say, you have said unfortunate at least 57 times in this match.
Yes, please.
But
Can we get, like, people in chat, like, counting out?
No, I don't want to see that because this game is hype. 33 minutes into the game, I never would have expected 9 towers to fall.
700 gold.
And it's
difference.
still dead even. It's fantastic, but it's so scary. These players have to be on edge right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because Rengar still, the Rengar has not worked out. Rengar is still very low on the totem pole. I don't even think he can burst out one of the squishies yet, but the Victor is picking up in that slack line right now. Victor is straight up just saying, give me a second, let me deal out damage.
Absolutely.
You will not be able to do anything.
Yeah, the Rengar running a little low. I actually would have liked to see him when he started losing in this matchup and just not playing up to what he needs to be doing to burst out these carry, AD carries and mid laners on the side of Sloth Esports. I would have actually liked to see him turn closer towards a tankier build like Reignover did. Reignover is actually kind of known for having a pocket tank Rengar, where he engages onto a squishy with On the Hunt and then locks them down with Bola and just holds them there for his carries to deal the damage instead of focusing on one-shotting.
And it'd be fantastic, but it's just, it's interesting because we were talking about earlier, they had to have a strong early game. Columbia College had to do a little bit more with their picks. They picked the Rengar, they picked, you know, the Ashe, the Lulu. They did great in the early game, but he did not have as much impact as they actually needed throughout the game. In the early game, you cannot just gank once or twice with the Rengar, I feel. You have to be constantly ganking, level 3, level 4. You have the options, and you have the champions, I believe, around the map to really do it. You know, in the top side, I feel that Poppy was pushed up enough that you could at least burn a flash. You could push up the tower a little bit easier, but he decided to wait for 6, and that really hurt his team.
Yep.
And he also constantly pushed down bot laning, which, given they gave over 2 kills, but
They're both on the supports.
yeah, and it's not exactly who you want. So, but again, in that last fight, they did show that they have the spunk. They have the damage output that they need, and so it's gonna be up to Victor to burst out either Jeem or Otaku. One of those has to go down, and it's gonna be explosive one way or another.
Absolutely. And we see these fights are actually spaced out enough to where Victor's QSS is back up. So last fight, we saw Otaku try to turn it on Victor when he stepped closer by hitting him up with the Nether Grasp to lock him down and try and burst him out, and was just instantly countered by him just very easily using his QSS and then blowing up Malzahar.
Yep. And next objective is the
Elder
Elder Drake.
Dragon.
Elder Dragon coming onto the table. Baron is on the table as well, but obviously they don't want to allow Columbia College, who have a Wind Dragon as well. The Elder Drake, for some people that might not know, Elder Drake does allow for an extra increase in the Elemental Drakes. So you get an actual, I think it's a 50% extra increase in how much the dragons do. That or it's about 40%, one of the other. But they are burning this down extremely fast, but this is a time to come out. There it is. Chain of Corruption does land, but that is going to be a QSS out. They're looking to keep posturing. Sejuani still has an ultimate. Sacred Strike goes all the way in. Asher lands on Rain. Rain goes all the way there, but oh, Poppy ultimate blasts everyone else out. Sacred Strike goes all the way in the backline again. Sejuani, great Prism, but I don't think this is exactly what they want. Columbia College is dealing out the damage, gets him away. Victor picks up a kill on Poppy, and they're gonna get out 1-0.
Man, that fight was looking beautiful for Sloth Esports.
Until Poppy, I think,
knocked everybody away from the fight.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about as well. Sloth need these big open team fights, but as soon as they bottleneck into jungle, into any pathing, it causes a few issues. And the reason behind that is because you still have the Victor, you still have the Ashe and everything, but they have better condensed team fighting, I feel, than the Malzahar and the Varus. And this is just a free dragon over to Columbia College. Great call on that. Not going for the dragon, you don't want to give that over just straight away, but you go for the easier one, the one that doesn't take as long, and you just steal it away.
Baron goes down very quickly to the 10, 2, and 6 Victor.
That's gonna hurt. He's gonna keep hurting. And I would love to see a damage graph after this to see how well he did, but that is just absolutely painful to see, because knowing the mid lane Victor is just always going to be there to just one-shot you into oblivion.
And straight back into the Elder Dragon as well.
Yep, and they're going to look for it, and this could easily be theirs. They do have the Baron empowered damage, and yep,
Sloth is too slow.
Sloth is not even reacting. We're not even thinking they were going to go for that. And that's both of them. Great call.
That's
by
suddenly a 4,000 gold lead. This game has been dead even until now, and suddenly
4 minutes.
Huge.
4 minutes. They got it. So they're just going to push down bottom lane, and Sloth has to react to this, and it looks like they're not. That looks scary. Look at that. That is both. And there it is. Sacred Strike again with the hammer. Only gets out. I believe that was a Victor. Ashe actually goes all the way out, and they're looking for a fight. Ricosta actually gets so much damage laid down on him.
He's got a
Sejuani goes down in that fight. Sacred Strike, you got to back out. Ashe is killing you right there. There he goes. Goes down. There we go. Rengar does pick up a kill. That's a 2-0 in favor.
Ricosta even had his Guardian Angel. So
he still has it up.
So much damage into him to try and burst him out at the beginning of that team fight.
And there we go. Trell now going down again. There he goes. 0-6 and Malzahar 2. The burn from the dragon feels so good.
This looks like it'll be game.
And that's out of... Oh, Varus gets the revenge kill, says, no, you do not get to survive. And that, unfortunately, looks like to be game. Just a few misses. And that's one of the scariest things to think about. That is horrifying to see, but that is a great game played from Columbia College.
Absolutely fantastic. Close up to the very end.
And that is going to be game 1.
Game 1 goes over to Columbia College Silver.
Great job to them. They played a fantastic game. Very strong as well. I don't know any team that could actually hold off that far.